In this video, we will tackle 4 terrifying true horror stories that will make you question your safety in your own home. The first story, The Midnight Choir. If you ever wake up at 3 a.m. to the sound of humming, do not investigate. Just run. My name is Leo, and I don't believe in ghosts, but I do believe in something much worse. I was back at my parents' farmhouse for the holidays when it started on the 4th night. A low, melodic humming vibrating through the floorboards. I thought it was the wind. I was wrong. On the 6th night, I woke up thirsty. I went downstairs to check on my dad in the den. He's an insomniac. The lamp was on. He was sitting in his leather chair, facing the corner, stiff as a mannequin. "Dad," I whispered. He slowly rotated the chair. His eyes were wide, unblinking, and pitch black. He wasn't breathing. He was just staring. Then his jaw unhinged and that low humming sound spilled out of him, loud, vibrating, unnatural. "Dad, stop," I stammered. He didn't speak. He just stretched his face into a wide, impossible grin. Terrified, I sprinted upstairs to my mom's room screaming for help. But when I burst in, the lights revealed a nightmare. My mother and sister were sitting bolt upright in bed, wearing that exact same plastic grin. Then they started humming too, a deafening, dissonant chord that rattled my teeth. I covered my ears, but the sound forced its way inside my head. Suddenly, my own mouth flew open against my will. I didn't want to, but I started humming. My lungs burned, my vision blurred, and I passed out from the lack of oxygen. I woke up in the ER. My mom was crying, claiming I'd had a seizure. But as the doctors led them out, my dad lingered. He leaned close, flashed that same impossible grin, and whispered, "Did you sing your soul out, my boy?" I moved out the next day, but sometimes when the house is completely quiet, I can feel my jaw starting to open on its own. The second story, The Night Shift. My uncle cheated the Reaper twice, but he's convinced that something is still coming to collect the debt. He spent 30 years as a security guard at a complex in Detroit. He has stories that make your blood run cold. The first is the night shift whistler. He guarded a sector with a broken freight elevator. Every night at 2 a.m., he would hear the screech of rusty wheels and a faint whistling tune. He found out a worker had passed away down that shaft in the 90s. One night, the whistling stopped right behind his ear. He spun around, nothing but cold air. Then, the welded-shut elevator doors slammed open and shut violently against the frame. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was the Tuesday afternoon he went for lunch. He was walking to his usual concrete bench. A truck driver yelled, "Hey, got a light?" My uncle doesn't smoke, but he stopped to check his pockets out of habit. He paused for 3 seconds. In that exact moment, a crane cable snapped above him. A massive shipping container plummeted from the sky. It pulverized the concrete bench he was about to sit on. The impact shattered windows a block away. If he had taken 2 more steps, he would have been ended. Here's the twist: the driver who asked for a light. He didn't smoke either. He told police he felt a sudden, icy hand grip his throat and force him to yell out. My uncle kept a piece of the concrete. He says lately, in the middle of the night, the rock has started to whistle. The third story, The Cistern. I watched a boy drown, gasping for air and spitting up water, while standing on a dry dirt floor. My name is Sarah. In 2015, I stayed at my aunt's lake house. We were strictly forbidden from entering the basement. One night, a storm knocked out the power. I needed a flashlight, so I crept to the basement door. It was cracked open. From the darkness below, I heard it, the heavy, wet sound of bare feet hitting the concrete. I shined my phone light down. The smell hit me first, stagnant swamp water and rot. Then I saw him, a boy at the bottom of the stairs. He was pale, blue-lipped, and soaking wet. Water poured off his clothes, pooling on the dry dirt. He looked up, eyes bloodshot. He opened his mouth to scream, but only lake water spilled out. He was drowning on land, reaching a gray, wrinkled hand toward me. I screamed and locked the door. When my dad investigated, the basement was bone dry. No boy, no water. Years later, my mom told me the truth. In the 80s, a local boy broke in and fell into an uncovered cistern in that basement. He treaded water for hours in the pitch black before he finally passed away. My blood froze when she told me the date they found his body, July 14th, the exact same night I looked down those stairs. I thought it was just a memory playing back. But yesterday, I found a wet, muddy handprint on the inside of my bedroom door. The fourth story, the tunnel. We went urban exploring to find ghosts, but we found something much more dangerous than a spirit. I'm Marcus. When I was 15, my cousin Darius and I broke into a defunct train yard at 1 a.m. We were deep in a rusted tunnel when the vibe shifted. The silence was heavy, suffocating. Then from the shadows, a man emerged. He wore a greasy mechanic's uniform. He was massive, and in his right hand he held a heavy ball-peen hammer. He hit it rhythmically against his own leg. He wasn't a ghost. He was a predator. He looked at us with eyes like broken glass. "You boys have strong bones," he said calmly. "I wonder how many swings it takes to shatter them." He raised the hammer. "Hold still." He charged. I froze, but Darius didn't. He swung his steel baton and cracked the guy in the temple. The man stumbled, dropping the hammer. We ran. We ran until our lungs burned, flagged down a cop and told them everything. The police searched the tunnel with canines. They didn't find the man, but they found his camp inside a train car. The walls were covered in photos of people, faces crossed out with red marker. The police said we were lucky, but they missed one thing. In the corner of the photo wall, there was a picture of me and Darius, taken from inside my bedroom window. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, double-check your locks tonight. You never know who or what might be watching. Sleep well.